started. Happy Monday. So if you guys have any questions for me at all, I just ask that you guys kind of jot them down on a separate piece of paper, and I will go through all the questions at the end of this call. Probably should turn my deburring on. There we go. Nice. Okay, so first of all, I wanted to go over our top Success Club earners and our top recruiters so far into the month. So we're almost at the halfway point, which is a great place to be. I know my coaches, my team is freaking recruiting like G's right now. It's so cool to see so many people already with Success Club 5, Success Club 10, so early on in the month. Like January has the ability to be one of the biggest months along with February, just from the people, coming off of the holidays, coming off of the busy season and ready to focus on themselves again. So never let that be an excuse. Use that to your advantage. So Success Club, top of the leaderboard with Success Club 36 is Sammy Glonick. Freaking amazing. Success Club 26, we have Morgan Elliott. 22, we have Megan Kelly. 20, we have myself and Amanda Heidenreich. 18, we have Cassie Biltz. 16, we have Leanna Swords and Casey Bonneret. And then also Success Club 14, we have Casey Kretsch, Carly Lindor, and Nicole Gorby. So congratulations to all of you guys that I just mentioned. If you heard any familiar faces, definitely give them a shout out in the chat. It is amazing that they are seriously paving the way and leading the way so far this month. So next, our top recruiters. These are people who are adding to their teams, adding to their networks. And these numbers seriously blow me away. So with 12 new coaches recruited, we have Sammy Glonick, again at the top of the leaderboard. 9 new coaches, we have Morgan Elliott and myself. 8 new coaches, Amy Rada. 7 new coaches, Casey Kretsch. 6 new coaches, Amanda Heidenreich and Aaliyah Vischer. And then also with 5 new coaches, we have Megan Kelly and Leanna Swords. So you guys are rock stars. Congratulations to everybody on and off that board. There's still tons of time to get recognized and get shouted out as one of the top 10 by next week. So like I said, we're going to go through this call. Basically, this call is teaching you what to do as a new coach. So some of you guys might have just signed up today. Some of you guys might have signed up 5 years ago. And so maybe you're on this call to hear tips for your new coach mentorship or what to do with your new coaches. But just know that I appreciate your time for being on this call, and I'm hoping to bring the heat for you guys. So anyways, I have been a coach now for 5.5 years, which is absolutely insane. And obviously a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have shifted, but I want to share my top tips for what I share in my new coach mentorship, as well as what I did to start seeing success from the get-go. So this is for the coach who is ready to crush their business starting today, and they're ready to do that now. So I've got 9 tips for you guys. So I'm just going to start with number 1. And I said this early in the call. If you guys have any questions, please just jot them down on the side. I have the chat put away because I'm too ADD to look at it as we're going through. So I'll get to the questions at the end. Okay, number 1, pick a program to complete and go all in. So this means picking a program. A lot of you guys started Transform 20 today, which is so amazing. It's so cool to see so many of you guys crushing it and getting your butts kicked. Super hard, isn't it? But seriously, pick a program and go all in. Don't half-ass it. Don't don't go to a different workout class on day 2. Don't skip it. Follow the program to what the calendar says. Go all in. Beachbody has a workout calendar for a reason. They know what they're talking about. Specialists, nutritionists, personal trainers, they all come up with the content and what the schedule looks like, giving your body what it needs optimally to get you results. So just listen to them, follow it. And what I mean by going all in is also going all in with the Miracle Morning and sharing that every single day. So today we had 37 people when I logged on at 6, which is freaking insane. That is a ton of people first thing in the morning. If you guys don't know, every Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. Myself and the other Diamond coaches help run this Miracle Morning. It's the exact same link that you guys are logged on to right now. It is for both your coaches and your clients, just to have some extra accountability, and especially you can work your business during this time too. A lot of us are working our business, reading our PD. But anyways, like decide to go all in with the miracle morning, because that's going to help you stay accountable every single day, getting your workout in, not just for you to show up for yourself, but for you to show up for your clients, for them to be motivated by that. For me, and I know a lot of other coaches who make it a priority to be on every single day. A lot of times we're even on Saturdays and Sundays because we just love it. Is we get those kind of questions all the time. Like, it's a great conversation starter for new people that you're trying to build relationships with. Share your journey on social media. So this is the first thing you guys can talk about. New coaches always want to know, what should I be posting about? Share your journey with this new program that you're starting, whether it be Transform 20 or 21 Day Fix or whatnot. But share your experience. Not every day you're going to be motivated, but yet you're still going to get your workout in. How do you do that? Share about it. Maybe you woke up after 3 days of being on the meal plan 100% and you feel amazing that you woke up before your alarm. Share about it. Maybe you got a new workout outfit because you treated yourself after a week of no cheats. Share about it. Like, it just gives you the opportunity to share so much about your journey, but that's what people want to follow along with. Especially for those of you guys that signed up and you have, ways to go on your journey. To be honest, I feel like you guys almost have the upper hand because you have this whole journey to share with people, that you're going to attract people throughout your whole journey, and they're going to want to watch that. Another way to go all in with your program is invite friends over to do this with you. When I first signed up as a coach, it was easy for me just to invite my friends over to come work out with me. And honestly, like, I refueled with Shakeology because we didn't have Recover back then. And so I would make my favorite shake and make it for them. And that's how I signed up a lot of my friends, because they were like, there's no way this is actually like no artificial ingredients, no sweeteners. Like, there's got to be something in this. And it's like, nope, it's actually exactly what I'm telling you. And it also was a great opportunity for them to get their butts kicked for the first time with at-home workouts, which is one of my biggest hesitations before I signed up, is I was like, there's no way I'm going to get results from home. I'm not going to be motivated. Well, then I did T25 with a few of my coaches, a few of my friends, or soon-to-be coaches, and they were just like addicted to that, especially now. This gives you a chance to go all in with the products. Drink Energize, make Energize for your friends, tell them how it's plant-based, it's all natural, how it makes you excited to work out. It actually extends the amount of time you have during your workouts before you feel fatigued. Sharing that. Have Recover after your workouts, make them Shakeology. Those are easy ways to share. And guess what? You could build your team right there. That's how I built my original diamond, was doing that kind of stuff. Bringing my friends samples of Shakeology, telling them my favorite recipe. Like, I was literally just like straight up excited about what I had to offer, and just was like, you guys need to do this with me too. And that's how easy it was for me to hit diamond, was because that's what I focused on. I picked programs and I went all in, sharing all of those tips that I just mentioned. Step number 2, create 2 social media platforms. So most of the time, these platforms are going to be a Facebook like page and an Instagram. Okay. So I don't care how many followers you have or don't have. I started my Facebook like page with 0 followers. I started my Instagram with 300 followers. It does not matter. You can have 5 million followers. That does not mean you're hitting Success Club of 3 million. Okay. That could literally be all ghost members or ghost accounts following you. So don't look at coaches with bigger accounts, bigger numbers, because that doesn't necessarily mean they're connecting to all those people. And it doesn't necessarily mean that those people are ever, your lifers, the people you want to join your team. So don't let that be a limiting belief in the beginning of your career. So ways to build those 2 platforms. Identify who you are and share about it outside of Beachbody. So like I said, it was step number 1. You're sharing your journey. Okay. That's already one part of it. That means you're going to be sharing your meals, portion control containers, maybe sharing how you meal prepped, your workout space, that kind of stuff. But who else are you outside of Beachbody? Are you a nurse? Are you a teacher? Are you a mom? Are you a fur mom? Are you on the road a lot? Are you married? Are you single? Are you dating? Like, all these things make you you. Are you into the whole tidying up phase of that Netflix show that's going on? Like, these are all different things that make you you. Are you good with makeup or hair? Share about that. Fashion, whatever these things are. These are other things you want to be posting about. And the coaches that have the strongest social media presence and background are the ones that don't just share fitness. Fitness is a tiny little bit of who they are. Health is a little bit of who they are, but who else are they? Because that's who you're going to connect with. Right off the bat, don't be scared to go live on Facebook your Facebook like page as a live video, sharing a meal prep idea, sharing tips to put your makeup on, sharing, a funny story about your dog, your Instagram stories, share those all day long. I feel like so many people will either start their journey and go all in, or they will just not do anything. And those are two things that you can be growing from day one if you're consistent with them. Another part of this, choose 2 to 3 coaches to follow that might inspire you, might motivate you. But that's it. And I was guilty of this for a long time, where I followed a lot of my coaches. I followed a lot of other coaches in the network that motivated me. And then my whole newsfeed was coaches. Yes, at the end of the day, when I've worked a 5 to 10 hour day because I'm a full-time coach, sure, I go see my girls at the end of the day when it's wind down time. Typically, I am not working at night aside from Monday nights, because it's not my go time. I'm a grandma, and that is not when I get into my best work. I wake up super early, and I would rather work a full day during the day. But at the end of the day, that's like my wind down time, is going through their stories, checking in, giving them love, stuff like that. So I truly recommend not following more than 2 or 3 coaches, whether they're on your team, on your uplines team, or maybe another coach in the network that you're motivated by. Because otherwise you're going to be so focused on trying to be those people that you're going to get distracted by who you're actually trying to attract, which is people that are already coaches. And then also practice finding a cohesive filter / look to your photos. So don't spend too much time on this. So I think in the beginning, people think that their social media has to be perfect. Some of you guys know how my social media started, and it was horrendous. It was horrible. It was blurry photos. It was not cute. It was 25 different words on a picture for some reason, and like a bunch of different backgrounds. Like, it was horrible. But guess what? That didn't stop me from posting. And at the time, I thought it was really great. Okay. So don't get too focused on that, like trying to think that your pictures need to look like your coaches or this coaches and whatever. Just figure out what works for you. The apps that I use, I do not use presets. The presets on Etsy are a great place to start if you feel like you struggle with that. I feel like sometimes they can go really great and other times they don't look good. So it's personal preference. For me, my photos, I feel like look best using PicTapGo. So that's not on the Android. I'm sorry for you Android people, but it's PicTapGo. And then also I use Facetune. Those are the 2 apps that I use. And it definitely takes time for you to play around with those to figure out what you want your look to be based on what your house is like. Do you have natural light? Do you have no light? And stuff like that. But just like start posting. Stop second guessing. If a post takes you more than 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes really, to post, including the caption, you're spending too much time on that. You need to be able to post. I'm now to the point where I post and go. Post and go. Like, it can't be too time consuming, because then I'm going to be sitting there for 45 minutes and then I'm going to forget why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going to waste too much time. Don't let it waste your time. Just share your platforms as a live journal, essentially, to you and your life. Tip number 3, hit Emerald and open your business. Okay. I have had so many new coaches sign up that are like, how do I work this business? It's like, okay, you hit Success Starters your first month and you go through those first 3 months, and then you get a free ticket to Summit, but also you open up your business center and hit Emerald that like right away. 2 of my coaches who signed up last week hit Emerald within like one hit the first 3 days, one hit the first 5 days. And guess what? They just made a decision to open up that business center, to officially have a business center open. It gives you the ability to start growing your team from the get-go, as well as to start earning team cycle bonus, which is extra money, extra residual money that builds over time from you growing your team. But you're never going to get team cycle bonus no matter how many successful points you have. Say you have successful 20 every single month. If you're not Emerald and you're not going to earn team cycle bonus. Like, you're missing out on a lot of money that you could have. So it's just dumb not to do that. But I am very honest with my mentorship that it's like, okay, like, let's get you Emerald. Because for me, I didn't have that from my coach in the very beginning of like, what do I do to work this business? I was all over the place. If I would have known from day one to hit Emerald, I would have signed up my mom and I would have signed up Steve, who was my boyfriend. Okay. Your significant other always goes on your weak leg and you need to sign them up. I don't want to hear that they don't want to work the business or they don't work out or they don't drink Shakeology. They're there to support you, to help you open up your business center. And eventually they will be there for you to earn extra income off of and for you guys to build together and earn more money together. Steve's Business Center is our second highest paying business center out of the 5 that we have. And let me tell you guys, in the beginning, Steve was my boyfriend. I literally called him and said, I need your social security number. I'm going to sign you up as a coach. He was not working out in a gym. He was just skiing, doing his own thing. And the only time he would drink Shakeology is when I made it for him using like 7 ingredients. Okay. So it was like cake, like legit straight cake. Actually, it was a cinnamon toast crunch recipe. That was really good. But anyways, so he was not doing meal prep. He was not like the active Steve that you guys see on social media now and in these groups and in these calls. He was literally doing this to support me. And he was like, okay, like, you know, and even at the time it wasn't a serious business for me. I was still working my other 5 jobs. And at the time one could think like, oh, it's just another thing that Jaime does. But yeah, he just supported me. So I highly recommend you guys do this. I tell all my coaches, my new coach mentorship right away. The first week we talk about Emerald, we talk about success starters, because for me, I would have loved to know that right away. And I don't want to miss that opportunity for you guys to start building a business as quick as you can. And also know that your business starts here. It starts at Emerald. It doesn't start when you sign up as a coach. It starts when you hit Emerald. So right away, I have 4 people that you guys can sign up tonight. You guys can all sign up 4 people: significant other, your mom, your dad, your best friend. There you go. Boom. 4 coaches, pretty much Emerald twice. Okay. Number 4, run a free group with 3 or 4 other coaches. Okay. So you might be thinking, I don't know what to do. I've never been in a free group. I don't know how to run a free group. That is why you pair off with 3 or 4 other coaches, guys. Because for one, most of you guys, when you're setting up as coaches, you're working another full-time job that requires your attention. And, you know, doing a free group by yourself, we typically run them for 3 to 5 days. I prefer 5 days. I like to do it with 4 other coaches, so we each take a day. And obviously, when you're working another job, you don't have to be posting every single day in the group. The other coaches do that. But also, it's nice because say you have a couple people to add, instead of your group being small and you feeling like, oh, bummer, it's not a very big group, you pair off with 3 or 4 other girls. And guess what? Now you guys can add each of your 3 people in there. And now the group is more fun. There's more people engaging. But essentially the purpose of a free group is to add value no matter what. So you have to think about it. We are health coaches. So at the very least that we can do, we are trying to add value. We're trying to share what we've done to help shape our lives to be healthier. That even if these people never purchase a challenge pack from you, you don't care because you're in the process of helping them. Okay. That is the goal. That is why I still am running free groups 5.5 years into this business, because it's one of the things that brings me the most joy of just putting my meal prep advice out there, my recipes out there, you know, and just being present, just adding happiness to their life for those 5 days. And also, you know, what you guys can do with these people is you can create a template together for the group that you can reuse over and over and over again. So the whole thing about being a smart, organized coach is not to come up with the next best thing because your coach suggested you do that. It's, you know, it's not having to recreate the wheel every single time. So for instance, what I'll do sometimes with my free groups is I branch off with 4 other coaches. And sometimes what we've done is we've all taken a day where we're like, let's write out a sample meal plan based on the 21-day fix. So it doesn't say 21-day fix meal plan. It says sample meal plan. So we will all take turns. I will take Monday. The girls will take a different day. So we're all in charge of one day. It takes me about 45 minutes to write out a full list of what I would be eating on my container system for breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner, and then sometimes like a dessert or something like that. And yes, I do use Shakeology every day as part of the recipe. So I will put 1 scoop vegan vanilla Shakeology parentheses, or vanilla protein powder, because obviously most of the people in your group are not going to have Shakeology. But I just like to put it like that. And so then I upload my file or add it to a Google document. And guess what? The other 4 girls are now coming with 4 other days of meal plans. So now we have a free 5-day meal plan that we're giving someone to finally be able to eat healthy, maybe for the first time in their life. And that right there is a really powerful thing. Not just that, but also now you guys would be able to have, this meal plan moving forward for every free group that you run, which is really cool. And you only had to spend 45 minutes as opposed to doing that 5 times. And typically what we do is we'll do a morning post that usually we schedule to be at 5 or 6 a.m., which, yes, you can schedule posts in Facebook as long as you're an admin. And we cover basically the essentials that we go through with coaching. So we'll cover personal development. We might cover meditation or relaxation, meal prep, fitness, and we'll say, cleaning out your cabinets, getting rid of all that junk that's in there. And then we usually, on our day, we usually go live and, share a little bit about who we are, how we got into coaching, and then we'll share bits and pieces of our workout, showing that we work out at home, what our workout looks like, the fact that I work out in pajama pants now, just sharing with them how real that is. And they're really fun to do. So if you guys don't have a group of success partners or people that you're working with yet, reach out to your coach who can probably pair you off with other girls in your team. And if you don't feel like you have that, use Team Bite to Finish Family, guys. There's always areas to be able to grow and to do that. Step number 5, determine your worth and show up every single day. So any of my coaches who you saw recently as my elite coaches, who are crushing their businesses, they're growing their own teams, they're building their network, I can tell you without a doubt that they have all been consistent from day one. They have all had different journeys. They've all had hardships in their lives. They've all had things happen to them. They've gone through tons of different things, and we've always showed up. That's the secret sauce, is showing up every single day. And it seems easier said than done, but it's truly not. And especially in the very beginning of your journey, you have to know that someone out there somewhere, you might not even know who it is, but they're counting on you. They're counting on your posts to be inspired to make a healthy change in their life, to get moving, to go walking, on their lunch hour, to grab a salad as opposed to a burger at lunch. Like, they're counting on you for that. So for me, I've never gone away, literally never gone away. I've told this story before, but I had my wisdom teeth removed like 2 or 3 years ago, and obviously was older for having that done. I think I was, like 26 or 27. And it ended up being a very long process that I got an infection from, and literally I had my teeth hurting for 2 weeks. So it was a horrible process. But during the times that I took my pain medicine, so I felt good for maybe 30 minutes, that is when I would post. No joke. Like, I even did a freaking training call for my team, which I ended up deleting because I was out of my mind and it was not okay. I did a freaking training call for my team because I was feeling good and showing up. And yeah, my posts weren't saying, I'm feeling great, I'm working out today, because I wasn't even cleared to work out. But just the fact that I checked in and let my people know that I was still there. So just know that there's always going to be things that happen in life, but use your social media as your journal, and share every part of it. Share the real, share the raw, and share everything in between. And I always look at my social media as my own accountability partner. Especially when I was going through my postpartum journey, obviously the biggest area for me to grow. And if it weren't for these boot camps, if it weren't for my social media, just like me showing up every single day, like, I might have fallen short by the goals that I had set for myself, because I knew people were counting on me and I knew people were watching me. Tip number 6, create a meaningful, loving conversation with many people every single day. Instead of getting so focused on the word inviting or on the word, adding to your network, building all these things. It's like, just focus on creating meaningful relationships with people, conversations, talk to your social media people. Like, seriously, grow your friends list through social media. It's a beautiful thing. It's an amazing thing. Nobody will ever think you're weird. That's why I was talking about, in step number 2, talking about your social media platforms. It's like, that's what you're going to connect with these people on is, like what hair products you use, or, are you an Apple girl? Do you like Apple products? Like, are you obsessed with planners? Like all these things, like those are easy ways for you to ask people questions and for you to connect on things that you relate to. Every single time I post a story about Max, every single time I will have a couple new German Shepherd followers sharing their story. And then I ask them to send a picture of theirs. And then it's like, oh my gosh, how old is he? Oh my gosh, like all these things. Now I have a conversation with these people that have German Shepherds like me. And they always say, your dog is like its owner, its human's personality. And so now I'm connecting with people who are my people. Like it just makes sense, but it has nothing to do with Beachbody. It has nothing to do with fitness. It has everything to do with me just trying to be a unique human, creating these conversations. Engage with those that you would love to be friends with in real life. Simple as that. And just make it simple like that. Reach out to those people. People ask me every single time when I do a guest call for another team, they're like, how many invites do you send a day? How many reach outs? I don't know anymore because I am literally having conversations with people all day long. And it is something that I love doing because I'm literally just connecting with people who I want to join my tribe. And once I realize that they're so similar to me, it's like, okay, she's getting added on my prospect list. I need to get her in a free group. So how can I structure that to be around our interests? What are different polls that I can ask to create more conversations with those people? Tip number 7, have your social media look professional. So, like I said, you have your 2 platforms. So most likely Instagram and your Facebook like page. Please, please, please use either a headshot or a beautiful forward-facing photo of yourself smiling. I get it. We have lots of newlyweds here. We have people that just got engaged. We have people with really cute babies. We have people that are, beautiful from this angle smiling. But please, for your own business purpose, take your business serious and have a straight on headshot, or like I said, someone that took a photo of you where you're just smiling nice into the camera. Use that for your social media platforms, because I guarantee you, if you have a different name on social media, say it's like not your name and it's like just words or whatever, they're going to try to find you on your Facebook page, whether it be your Facebook or your Facebook like page, and they don't see a photo of you, they're not going to ask to be your friend. They're not going to follow you. They're not going to take you seriously. You need to have of just you, like literally just you. And I do suggest using the same name for your Facebook like page as on your Instagram so that people can connect the two. For me, I prefer just to have my name. My Facebook like page is Jaime Innis, Wellness Specialist. And to be honest, I wish it was just Jaime Innis. You can only ever change your name once. And I changed it from Jamie Glonick, Wellness Specialist, to Jaime Innis, Wellness Specialist, a long time ago. I wish I would have just had them both Jaime Innis. So if you haven't created those yet, I highly recommend just using your name or changing it to your name just so people can find you more and get those profile pictures up as just you. Take your business seriously, because that will really help you in the long run. Tip number 8. Choose a designated spot that brings you joy to work your business. So I'm not talking the fact that you have to have an office space or you have to have a desk or anything like that. I'm saying that you need to find a space in your home that you are able to have your coaching notebooks out, you're able to plug your phone into, you're able to maybe post a team call from, or, just sit down to work. That when you sit down and work, you're excited about it. I started my business on my parents' countertop, and then I moved into an apartment with Steve, and it was the corner part of our table with a broken chair, just because that was a space on our kitchen table that we never used, obviously, and that wasn't anything like on my dream board or vision board. I obviously worked up to that, but it got the job done because I knew that when I sat down in that space, it was time to work. Like it was time to go. And it just motivated me to always have that space clean. Find things that motivate you. Maybe that's a something in the background, a photo from Home Goods or something with a motivating quote, or maybe you're right by the window, so that makes you happy. Maybe for a while you don't have that space yet because you have to work on cleaning up your life a little bit and finding a space where you can do that. Maybe it's just at the coffee shop, but just know that whatever it is, you have to be consistent with that area and that space, because you have to treat your workspace just like the space that you go to at work. For your corporate job. If you work in office space, you're not, I doubt you're able to just have papers all over the place with 25 books and food on your thing. Like, you wouldn't be able to focus like that, and your boss probably wouldn't allow that. Excuse me. So take advantage of taking one day just to figure out where you're going to work, so that when you sit down to work, you're focused. And when you're working, have your phone on airplane mode, 100% of the time. I still do this to this day, because otherwise it's so easy to get caught up with scrolling and checking your text messages and, checking your Instagram to see if you got any more likes. Focus on your business, focus on what you need to do up to your desktop or up to your laptop. Tip number 9, which is the last one, be organized as much as you can. This is my biggest regret. Starting my coaching journey was that I had zero organization at all. And many people that I first started talking to had slipped through the cracks and probably are signed up on other teams now, because I wasn't organized. I lost them in the pipeline. I lost them through the cracks. And like I said, kind of with the tip number 8, my space was not clean. It was not organized. I had papers all over the place. So a lot of my follow-up papers were all over the place and lost and maybe thrown away. And just don't do that. Definitely figure out the system that works best for you. Maybe your pen and paper. Maybe use the High Achievers playbook. Maybe use the Rise Up tracker. Maybe use Team Z. Maybe use Streak, maybe use Asana. There are lots of different ways to be organized in this business, but I highly recommend just starting something from day one, so that you have something to reference when you are especially going through your follow-ups at the beginning of each month, and connecting with the people that you connected with last week or last month who maybe didn't say anything to you, maybe said no, or whoever you're touching base with. And I know this quote is so cheesy, but it is so true. Dreams don't work unless you do. So all of these tips I can tell you guys have worked for me. They've worked for my coaches who crush it from month one. But it's not because of my tips. It's because they're putting in the work. It's because they're the ones doing the things behind the scenes, because I can't keep track of my people. I can't literally pop in over your shoulder and stare at you when you're doing your reach outs to be like, are those legit reach outs, or are you just scrolling on social media right now? I can't be that person for you. But know that you can watch every training in the book. You can be on YouTube all day long, but you still need to implement what you're learning to actually make those things happen and make those things a reality. That's how this business is. I think the hardest thing for me, talking to my dad about this, and my dad has always owned his own business, and it's so many people want success in this business. They want to see this. First of all, know that being able to create a business for $160 is insane. Being able to just open a business that's ready to go, to sign people up for $160 is unheard of. But also, anybody that opens any kind of business or starts any business at all has to put hard work into it, has to put time into it. They're going to have setbacks. They're going to have people tell them no. They're going to tell people they don't believe them. They're going to have moments of self-doubt. And that's the entrepreneurial ride. Okay. It's the roller coaster. For me, I love it. I love to prove people wrong. I love the fact of where we're at in this business. 5.5 years in with, many doubters along the way that we've proven wrong. And just, it's a blessing, but it also takes work. It is a job. It is a business. It is something that I love to do every single day. That's why I wake up early, because I'm addicted to plugging into my groups and getting excited to mentor my coaches. But just know that there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes on of me working and connecting and communicating and mentoring and, doing the things I need to do to build my business, because no one else is going to build it for me. So if you guys have any questions, please just drop them in the chat. Um, yeah, hopefully that was helpful. How do you know which leg is your weak leg when you're getting started? You would just need to ask your coach because everyone has a different weak leg and strong leg based on where your coach placed you. When you first signed up Steve and some other people in your family to hit Emerald, how did you tell them about the $15.95 monthly charge? I just get nervous with that part. So my first two coaches were actually my mom and then a coach from Instagram. My mom didn't care about the $15.95 at all. She knew that I would never stand behind a nutritional product without doing my research, without knowing what I was putting in my body and being so obsessed with it that she honestly just wanted to drink Shakeology, and she knew that it was going to help push my business forward, and she just wanted to support me. Um, I I don't get nervous talking about the $15.95 because they're still saving the overall price, especially for Shakeology. It's $99 plus the $15.95, so $116 compared to $132 plus shipping. Like they're saving at least $16 no matter where they are. How soon should we make a Facebook like page? I would suggest making that right away. I made mine the day I became a coach. Any newer Instagram trainings that you would suggest? So I could tell you all the trainings in the world, but Instagram is changing literally by the minute. So I would just focus on posting and sharing and seeing what it does for you, posting more, see what it does for you. I try to engage in every single post that I have. So every time someone leaves me a comment, I try to comment back within the hour to get the most affinity back. If you're responding to comments on your Instagram like a day later, you're not doing anything for your affinity. If you're responding to them even 5 hours later, you're not doing anything for your affinity. So that's why when I have a really long post where I'm asking for feedback, I'm asking for questions, I'm asking for advice, I know that I need to be around for those that feedback to come back within the hour. Like I need to be ready to respond to those within the hour. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the most bang for my post, especially if I'm doing a really long one where I feel like I'm going to connect with my people. As far as making a Facebook page goes, do you make a business profile or did you just keep your original? So I did link my Instagram as I did make it turn into a business profile and linked the two. But I don't typically post straight to Facebook. I usually do my own caption to bring it over. How do you make sure you're on track with reach outs and invites if you focus on making connections as a new coach? So this is a great question. I definitely think starting off, maybe numbers are a good idea. Maybe like 20 great conversations a day. My coaches who have been pushing for big goals, like right off the get-go, they will do 50 new connections a day. And it just depends really on what your goals are and, how great are those conversations. If it's just a copy paste, you could get 50 of those in a day, no problem. But if you're actually going through and connecting, like that's what I do now. I literally take the time to be connecting with people and asking them specific questions about their feed or what they posted about or what they shared about. Like I'm trying to get to know them personally, and I want to keep the conversation going. I don't want them just to see my post and for it to be seen and then for them to move on. Like people know when you're being icky. Okay. How do you decide who to invite to a free group? Because I feel weird offering a free group after inviting to a boot camp when the person said no and didn't want any information. If they said no, I usually always offer my free group because it's like I want to have the next opportunity for them to join. Like I know you're interested before in my boot camp, but you're not able to join the actual boot camp right now. Would you like to join my free group that starts on Monday? It's kind of an easy way to have like a lead in. Obviously, if they say no, I wouldn't. If they're saying no to a free group, I'm not going to invite them to that free group, but I don't ever have people tell me no to a free group because it's free. Why wouldn't they want to be a part of that? How do you suggest making new conversations? Following up with people who use the same hashtags as you, or making conversation with people who watch your story and like your posts? Both. We just had a couple of my elite coaches speak at our Super Saturday event, and they were talking about how they reach out to every single person, or at least for a time frame, because they have probably a lot of viewers, who watches their stories, to be honest. Like, they reach out to them and start those conversations. Another great way to reach out to people is going to your favorite blogger accounts or your favorite brand accounts and see who's connecting on their posts, and go check out their pages. Obviously, if it's already another coach, you're not going to want to waste your time with that. But those are easy ways to find new people to connect, kind of doing like the 5-3-1 method, giving them some love on their page, and then circling back that next day and maybe following them. I'm trying to get my fiance to sign up, but he doesn't want to give out his social security number. He is paranoid about it. What can I say to him? So he has to sign up with a social security number. The reason why they require a social security number is because otherwise we could just make up a ton of different accounts and make ourselves diamonds and make it all work for us. We could literally just sign up coaches for ourselves. They do the social security number so that you can only ever have one coach account. Yep. And how do you transition the conversation from being personal and getting to know them to a challenge group and Beachbody on demand? So for me, those just kind of come up in conversation because they're already following me. They're already watching my story. They already know what I have to offer. I do a lot of call to actions in my Instagram stories via polls, via swipe up, via talking about what we have to offer, talking about my next boot camp, talking about my coach sneak peek. Like, I literally am talking about coaching in my stories every day. And that's where they really focus on doing that. And I think that's just important for you, that they should be able to know what you do, that you should be able to be talking about it all the time and being confident with it, that it just kind of comes up in conversation. Of course, I do still, personally invite people like that too, but it's after we've been talking for a while. What are your tips if your direct upline is inactive? Can you still be successful? Yes, you absolutely can. Your upline can lead the way for you, but they are not behind the computer working your business for you. It's all up to you. And it's very important for you just to take ownership of your own business and to know that you can do it too, but it's up to you to put in the steps to build your business and not being hung up on what your coach is doing for you or not doing for you. How do I learn to do a challenge group? Amanda, this is my brand new coach who just signed up today. We're going over that in our mentorship, so we will cover that. Any other questions, you guys? I think I'm all caught up, but if anyone has any other questions, I will definitely cover those too. You guys are welcome. All right, I'll hang out for just one more minute to see if there's any more questions. But thank you guys for hopping on tonight, and thank you for being on live. Miracle Morning is Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. If I just sign up a coach, do I add her to your team page? Heather, yay! You add her to Team Fight to Finish family. Tftf Coach Clubhouse is just for my personally sponsored coaches. Any tips for someone who has been out of the game for a few weeks but is now ready to dive back into the business? Just taking every step that I went through and starting over today. Crushing a workout. It's 9 o'clock. There's still time to chug energize and do your workout. But go all in. Just like what I said, all those tips, act as if you just signed up today, and don't feel bad for what didn't happen the last few weeks or whatever it was. Just do it today and know that you have the ability to turn around to do that right now. All right, guys, thank you so much for hopping on with me tonight. I'm going to upload the recording tomorrow, so it'll be up on my YouTube, which is Coach Jaime Innis, all together, all no spaces. But I'll also be posting it in the team page. So have a great night. Love you all.